Joining us now for more on the latest on the ground, our Israel correspondent, Daniel Cohen, live from Tel Aviv. Daniel, what's the latest?
Some breaking news to pass along right now. The U.S. Embassy just issued an alert. It's urging Americans in Gaza City to evacuate to South Gaza. There was a huge motorcade that just came out. I'm standing across the street from the Kiryat Central Command in Tel Aviv. And there was a huge police motorcade, armored cars. I believe the senators here are on the move. Mitt Romney is here, Bill Cassidy, Chuck Schumer, Jackie Rosen, and Mark Kelly. I believe they were moving. I'm not sure where they were moving to, but just the motorcade suggested to me that it's possibly that's who it was. Okay, so why are they here? They're here to show their support for Israel and to make sure that those civilians in Gaza are moved out of harm's way. You guys realize there's actually two wars going on in Israel right now. There's the one war being fought on the ground. There's the rockets being lobbed by Hamas. There's Iron Dome taking them out. You know about that war. The other war is online. The battle over information, where a flood of misinformation is creating a lot of fear and panic. Everyone in Israel is aware anti-Israel rallies are taking place across the U.S. and the world. I know we have video of this. Many pro-Palestine supporters refuse to believe the barbarism of Hamas, even though terrorists filmed themselves carrying out the most horrific, gruesome attacks on innocent Israelis, Holocaust survivors, children. Prime Minister Netanyahu showed Secretary Blinken photos of Jewish babies shot in the head and burned. The secretary talked about how upsetting those pictures are. Well, this morning, Israeli forensics confirmed terror victims were beheaded, dismembered, bound, and raped. I just spoke to Israel's information officer. He happens to be an Israeli influencer named Hanania Naftali. He visited Be'eri, that kibbutz where all those terrible things happened, with Prime Minister Netanyahu.
This is a war between good versus evil. And to me, it's just shocking that even after we saw visuals of decapitated babies, burnt bodies, women that were raped, burnt alive, corpses in cars, and Israel still needs to explain its actions. Are you kidding me? This is just insane and unacceptable that even after we saw everything, we see protests against Israel. These people really revealed their true colors, that they don't really want peace with Israel. They want peace without Israel.
Israel is signaling that ground offensive into Gaza is imminent. Any hour, any day, no one here really knows. Israel's been dropping leaflets over Gaza City and renewed warnings, even on social media, ordering more than 1 million who live in Gaza City. They're telling them, move to the south. Now, the problem is this. Hamas has set up roadblocks, and the land crossing into Egypt is completely closed. The terror group, those leaders, they want the Gazans to remain in their homes, to stay so they can be used as human shields. So the Israeli military right now is trying to clear a way for civilians ahead of what's expected to be a very bloody conflict. The State Department is confirming 29 Americans are dead, 15 are unaccounted for. Americans wanting out can leave. Some have been leaving on by Ben Gurion Airport. Commercially, there have been a lot of delays and cancellations, but planes are taking off. There's even charters. But Michael and Sarah, I got an alert this morning that a ship is leaving the Haifa port tomorrow morning for neighboring Cyprus. Listen to this. Joe Biden's White House is making Americans in Israel who want to evacuate sign a promissory note before boarding the ship, promising to pay back the U.S. government the cost of evacuation. Let that sink in. Back to you.
All right, Daniel Cohen, thank you very much for that report.